Hello everyone and welcome in this new episode of my problem solving series. In this video I'm going to explain the solution that I submitted for the problem entitled Find the middle index in array. This problem figured in the Leetcode 60th bi-weekly contest. What we want to achieve here is a function that takes an int array and return the index of the middle element, for which the sum of numbers on its left equals the sum of numbers on its right. So without delay, let us begin. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to define two variables. The first one is sum left, which stands for the sum of elements on the left of the middle index element in nums, and the second one is for the right, is the sum of elements on the right of the middle index element in nums. These two variables are initially for sum left is going to take 0. However, sum right is going to take the sum of elements on the right of the first element, which has the index 0. So how I'm going to calculate this sum, I'm going to use streams. So I'm going to use arrays.stream names. This gives us an int stream in which I'm going to skip one element exactly. This one element is the first element of the stream, or the first element of the array nums, and then I'm going to calculate the sum. Why I skipped the first element, or the element 0? Because we don't take that element into consideration. The only element that we should take into consideration is the elements that we need to calculate the sum. However, that element is considered the middle index element. Now we need to check if actually that the first element, or the index 0 is the middle index. To do so, I'm going to check if sum left equals sum right. If so, I'm going to return 0, which is the index of that element. However, if that wasn't the case, I'm going to need to check for all the next elements, which means the first, the second, and the third elements of this array. So the thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a for loop, simple for loop, int I equals 0, I less than nums dot length I plus plus. I need to change this to 1 because I already checked the case of 0. Now the thing that I'm going to do is, for each iteration of this loop, I'm going to increment sum left by the next element, that the previous element that I checked, which means that I'm going to do something like this: plus equal nums I minus 1. Next, I'm going to decrease sum right by 1. So I'm going to not by 1 actually, or it's by the element that I already checked, or actually by this element, by this actual element which has the index I. And I'm going to do the same test again. However, in this case, what I'm going to return is I. If this test in all iteration of the for loop fails, what I should do is, as the problem explained over here, I should return minus 1. And here you go. This is the solution that I submitted for this problem. So as you can see, it's a very simple problem and it doesn't require too much headache to solve it. You need only to focus on what the problem asks you to do. Now let us go without delay to the next section of this video. Now we are going to try to understand how exactly this solution works, or this algorithm works. To do so, I'm going to add some breakpoints here and here. And I'm going to use this set of tests that I already prepared for this video to run or to debug this code. As you can see, the problem starts, or the algorithm starts at this point. The first thing that we are going to see over here is that it will create this variable called left sum. Left sum equals 0, and now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a right sum. As you see over here, right sum initially equals 14 because our array nums contains 2 plus 3 contains 2, 3, minus 1, 8 and 4 through minus 1 plus 8 plus 4 equals 14. And now the next thing that we are going to do is to check if left sum equals right sum. This will fail, so we are going eventually to go to the for loop. Now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to increment left sum by nums I minus 1, which is in this case 2. Now as you can see, left sum equals 2. Next we are going to decrease right sum by 3, or yes, by 3, and here we go, right sum equals now 11, and we are going to do the same check. However, it will phase, and we are going to continue to the next iteration of our for loop. We are going to continue like this. The check phase again because 5 is not 12. Now we have 4 and 4, which means that the check will succeed, and the thing that's going to happen is we are going to return I, which equals in this case 3. And as you can see over here, if I stop the debugging mode, we are going to see that we succeeded. This method returns 3, which is what we expected. And by this we come to the end of our video. I hope you guys enjoyed my content, and don't forget to start my GitHub repository in which I'm going to put this code and also the test that I used it for this video. If you were interested in all the problems that I submit, they are in the same GitHub repository. Also, don't forget to like my video and to subscribe to my channel if you like my content. If you have any commentary for me, feel free to write down, or any question, I will be happy to answer you all. And if you were interested in learning streams and Java Stream API generally, I wrote an article about this, and I will give you the link to this article in the description of the video below. If you need more explanation, I can provide more content about this. So thank you for watching and have a good one.